So hello, we're going to explain a real life example about how to use the scenario management program. And first of all, what we're going to do, we have our main title, which is the family monthly budget. And here you're supposed to like what are the expenses that you have in your family, like for saying the husband salary, like for saying that there is a husband and a wife and both of them they have a salary and the expenses that is going to be monthly. So just for saying, we have some pretty basic examples of what they spend on, which will be the clothes, the gym, gas, groceries, water bill, electricity bills, Wi-Fi bill, and extra expenses. Like it could be going out for a movie night, going out for playing pool. So our first step is to put our title, which is the family monthly budget, and we can separate this table into two parts, which is all the expenses on the top, which is all this part, and on the second part we put the income, who is the family members that have the income of the house. So on this example, we put it that on the expenses that we have, you will be subtracting um everything that is going to be expenses on. So it will be $300 for clothes monthly, $50 for gym. It will be $250 per gas, assuming that we have two cars on this household. There will be $125 for groceries. The water bill and electricity bill are pretty cheap in this case. So we have $25 and $30. The Wi-Fi bill, which is a little bit more expensive, we consider it was $25, and the extra, mm, we consider it was $500 because a lot of people like to waste a lot. So that was according to the ways that they spend their money on, and basing on the salary that the husband has, the husband in this case, he will have a little bit less than the wife, which is 1,200 for the husband, and for the wife will be 1,500. According to this table, we have that their if we sum their salary, they will have, according to like, they would, if they add their salary monthly and we subtract all the waste, all the money that they spend monthly, at the end we would have a total of $1,395. But according to what are we trying to explain here, which is using the scenario management, and we clone scenario management, we can put plan A or plan B. So I already did a plan A and plan B, but let's say I'm gonna show you how you do this scenario management. So first of all, you click on add, and let's say you put the name for the scenario. I already have plan A and plan B, so we move on to plan C. And plan C, and right here it says changing cells, and these are the cells that you want to change from your table right here. And let's say that this family wants to save more money, and they try to not spend too much on on their monthly bills, so they can save a little bit more money for future expenses. So we can consider that on the that we can spend a little bit less on clothes, and we're going to change cell B2, and you put a comma so you can change a lot of cells at the same time. So we put comma, and let's say that this family doesn't want to go to a gym no more, or they're trying to pay. Let's say they are paying the premium packet, and they going to lower to the basic packet. So we're going to change the gym cell. So it will be B3, and we're also going to change the gas, which will be B4. And in this case, will be it's like to say that they have two cars, but they're going to drive less, or they're going to make a limit on the usage of the car. So we press OK right here. You can comment like what is going to be changed, but at this moment we're not going to change it. We just have the date or the date that it was changed. So we press OK, and it will pop up these scenario values. The scenario values, we have the first and second and third, which are the basically what I already said. The the B cell number 2, 3, and 4. So we're trying to waste a little bit less. So for the close monthly, let's say that we're going to make expenses about $125 per month on clothes. And for the gym, we went from the premium packet to the basic. So we're going to pay now $20 per month for the two of them. And for the gas, we're trying to drive a little bit less. So we're going to pay now 150, supposing that this is the new scenario, so we can save a little bit more money. So we press OK, to change this, to make this scenario. And right now we can click on plan C. If we put in plan C and we put show here, it will change all these values. Well, it will change the three values right here, which is the clothes, gym, and gas. So now we press OK, and as you can see, the values for the clothes, gym, and gas went lower, and our total income went a little bit higher. So this is like for us to explain you how the scenarios work. I have two more scenarios which I already made by myself, which is plan A, changing the cells B9 and B2, which is the extra expenses, and the gym also. No, it's a close. So we can put here just to show how it look on this plan. I try to lower the expenses on the extra category. Instead of being 500 per month, it will be $350 per month, and the clothes went down for $50. What we can also do here is we click on scenario management, and we can click on the summary, so we can see the summary of what was changed or what could be changed in different plans. So we click on the scenario summary, and then we press OK, and it will pop up this new table, which tells you like the current values that we have, and the plan A, plan B, and plan C, and what are the numbers that are going to change. And here are the results that we're going to get from each plan. And this will be about it for the first scenario. We can also move on to the second scenario, to the second example. The second example will be a little bit more complicated than the first example. Let me move to the next example. So moving on to the second example, this second example is a little bit more complicated, so I will go a little bit faster than the first one. So on the first example, we already have this is a table for knowing the weight, the height, and the BMI of the patient and their classification. So for the example, I made two tables, which is the whole table with the patient's weight, height, and the right formula in order to know the exact BMI and the classification. So here's the other table that will tell you like if they're underweight, normal, overweight, obesity, and the minimum or maximum of the BMI, and including with the risk of comorbidities. So moving on to the first step, it was to what we did was to add the patient. So right now we have we have nine patients, and let's just say we're going to look into the first three patients. So the first patient it will be Angel Castillo, weighing 100 k with a height of 1.78, and calculating the BMI. The BMI is the weight divided by the height, and we get this calculation, which is 31.56. And according to the BMI table, index table, we know that the patient named Angel will be considered obesity class number one because it's on the range of 30 to 34. And it will be moving on to the second patient will be Jorge Figuero, and he has calculated the same BMI, but he's more a little bit on the average. It will be he's on the overweight category, and the next person will be Emilio Plata, weighing 125. He's more than the expected, so he's on the obesity class number two. So he's on the severe risk right here. So trying to make changes on this table, if we make the scenario management for this table, it will create a little bit more changes on what we're going to change the weight, and the same weight will change the BMI and the classification. So let's say that we have a plan D, and we're going to change the first three patients. So it will be B dash B4 dash B5. So this is the first three patients. We're not going to put any comments. We press OK, and we change the weight of them. So let's say that the weight for Angel will be 86. The weight for Jorge he probably gained some weight during the quarantine, and he's 125. And well, let's say this 140. And for Emilio, he lost some weight. He was doing exercise, so he's now weighing 69. It's okay. Now we go to Plan D and we show the results. And Angel went from obesity to overweight, and then Jorge went from, I think it was overweight to obesity class 3. He exceeded. And Emilio Plata, since he lost some weight, he went from obesity to normal. So this is how it would change. And if we look at the analysis, we go to a scenario and a scenario management, and we click on the summary to know all the plans. So we have plan 1, 2, and C and D. So we click on the summary, and here will show all the plans and how it will change for all of them. And that will be it for this example.